Do you have an idea what the studios are looking for this?
I have a little bit of an idea. I'm struggling though. It's
We gotta keep up with the times, you know.
Yeah, what does that mean?
I don't know. Maybe we'll find the right person though. It'll just hit us when we get it.
We'll run out of time.
Okay, well, let's send the first person in.
Hi, I'm auditioning for the live action role of Snow White.
Damn!
We'll let you know.
Don't let the doorknob hit you with a good Lord split you.
Okay, you can send in the next one.
Hi, I'm applying for the part of Snow White.
Might be getting closer.
We're getting there. Still not what I'm looking for.
Do you have anything on you?
Here's my portfolio.
Don't call us. We'll call you.
Thank you. Bye.
Come on in.
I'm so sorry. I'm looking for the BTA meeting.
So tell me, do you act?
No.
Do you dance?
No.
Surely you sing. You look like a singer.
No.
How would you like to be in our live action production of Snow White? Right?
Mm-hmm. I see it. I
Really?
see it.
Yes!
Good morning, world.
Good morning.
Dude, I am honored that Disney picked Cedric and Brian to cast the next Snow
We're
White.
blowing up. We're on people's list now. People are taking notice of us. Thanks to you
I
guys.
think we nailed it too.
Yes, we did.
Yeah, you saw it here first.
We are big time. Stay tuned for our episode, whatever it is. I'm Cedric.
And I'm Brian, and this is Cedric and Brian.
All right, you guys, welcome back. For those of you who don't know, I am Cedric. I also go by Tyrone Mulvaney, distant cousin to Dylan Mulvaney. We want to talk about Wokism and how it's really kind of infiltrated this, not only this month of June, but everything that we do.
I mean, obviously we know that for better or for worse, they're rehashing these movies.
Right.
But they're trying to make it woke.
Right. And I can't remember the acronym they're trying to use for movies now that you have a certain amount of black people, a certain amount of gay people, a certain amount of transgender people in order for the movie to be considered for an Academy Award. I don't like that.
But we just hired somebody for Snow White that is going to make sure that they will get nominated for.
Right. And so now you're playing this game. So now, and that's a good point you bring up. So now we hiring people based upon their qualities and their attributes and what they bring to the table, or because they fit a certain intersectionality box that we check off, like, say, vice president.
But I gotta say, I like this trend. I like it. I've been outside shooting baskets, and I thought if they got to bring the league up to the standard of the number of white people in the society,
The league will not be entertaining if it's still without a certain color spectrum to it.
okay, but is Hollywood more entertaining because they're making sure that they cast a certain percentage of people?
Right.
You go back and talk about if somebody's flying your plane, I don't care what color they are. I just want to make sure somebody who can take off and land the plane.
Yeah, I don't care who's flying the plane. I don't care who the fire person is that comes in and saves me. I just hope they can carry me down the stairs, whether they're black, white, Asian, female. If she's a strong female and she can carry me down the stairs, more power to her.
Yeah, that would
I know. I gotta.
rough.
Yeah. Maybe 3 years ago she would have had an easier time carrying me. It's a little rough now. So we are in the month of June.
It is now the wokest month of the year, I think.
Yeah, and it's terrible because we share a birthday in that month, and so does your daughter.
A lot of birthdays.
And a lot of our friends.
Your mom's birthday?
My
right?
mom just celebrated her 80th birthday.
Oh, happy birthday.
My sister and I always joke that my mom's 80 going on 35. She's kind of the whippersnapper. We have Gay Pride Month, and we have Juneteenth.
Now, are you mad that Gay Pride Month is one day longer and sometimes 2 days longer than Black History Month?
Not really. And we joke about that. I don't really celebrate Black History Month. So it doesn't faze me at all.
We
And
are filming this on Juneteenth, by the way. This guy right here, his boss didn't give him the day off.
I forgot to ask for it, but then Brian T, I like to use the black card whenever I can. I totally forgot about it today. Juneteenth, and it's become this federal holiday. Like, we're just having too many now. It should be like buying a new shirt. When you buy a brand new shirt, you should have to throw an old shirt out.
And what do you want to throw out?
I think Columbus Day has to go.
I think St. Patrick's Day, you know.
Really? I'm thinking Columbus Day.
Columbus Day and St. Patrick's Day. You can't have white holidays.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
No, I think you keep them all, and pretty soon, you know, you only have to work a few days a year. All right, Cedric, in honor of this episode, I got you something.
Oh, just what I've always wanted. Yeehaw!
So I thought,
Save a horse, ride a cowboy.
He's the one who got me into country, so I figure.
The Bud Light hat. And they're losing money, hand over fist.
Yeah, you know who the number one beer is now?
Who?
Modelo.
Really?
Guess who it's made by? Or it's in cooperation with? Anheuser-Busch. They don't. They're not.
Jeez.
See, these corporations are so big that they can take a hit, get their ESG scores up, and still make a ton of money because they're just selling another one. You know, it's all a big shell game.
Yeah. I had a discussion with a friend of mine. It was via Instagram. We're having a discussion. And I know every time something happens where something woke jumps out into the forefront and I speak out on it, it's viewed as hate. And I saw an incredible meme the other day that really kind of fit what I wanted to say. Like when we built the wall. Building the wall doesn't mean stay out. What building the wall really means is use the front door. That's all it meant. Don't just come in here willy-nilly. And I said this before, and I can't be as crass and as crude as I want to be right now because we're on TV and I know young children watch. But truth be told, I don't care who you sleep with. And I don't care who sleeps with you. My biggest thing is, why is it front and center this time of the month? And it's like, it's just everywhere. Yeah. It'd be like, I'm a heterosexual male, despite the fact that Brian made me wear this hat. I love women. But if I went around and I was still teaching in the month of June, I would walk around and tell all the students how much I love being with women. That would be kind of weird and awkward.
Inappropriate. Yes.
Be very inappropriate. Yep. But now it's okay. And like the beautiful lady we had trying out for Snow White, you know, if that's your type, then.
Which beautiful one were you talking about?
The one that got picked.
Oh, the one that kind of looked like you?
No, I don't think she looked me at all. I just thought she was gorgeous.
Hence the hat. So this kind of leads into it. So because people will call, and you watching will probably. Sometimes you say that we have hate. I've said this before. Cedric went to, basically, it was a drag show. It's called it's in Hollywood. You went with
Hamburger Mary's.
Hamburger Mary's. So it's fun. You know, as adults, you go, you see people dress up. It's fine. It's theater. But when you start doing it in front of kids, some people say, well, it's not that big of a deal. But now, over the last couple of years, 40% of the population under a certain age identifies as the LGBTQ. And most of those don't identify as gay or lesbian. They're identifying as queer, whatever. You can tell me what that even means. But then trans, all these, mainly I've seen girls are now dressing like boys. And maybe they would have been lesbians. I don't know. I remember when my oldest daughter was going through school, that was the big lesbian craze. I don't know if you knew that. All the high school girls thought they were lesbian. Again, it was to get attention. It was part of social contagion. She had two friends that were lesbian. Now they're both married to men with kids, and it was a phase.
Yes.
The problem with the trans thing is if you start giving them hormones and you take off body parts, they can't just detransition. They can't say, well, I'm really not gay or I'm not trans and go to a normal life. Now they're ruined. So again, for the small percentage, you do you, but let's wait till they're adults. So I got this, and this is because this is part of the confusion. And Cedric, I don't know if he's even seen this. This is part of the confusion of today. It's so confusing that I had my son read this, and he didn't get it. I want to see if you can catch this. This is from Tosh Sultana video we did. There was a find from the Wicked Tomato. It says, Tosh plays roughly 15 instruments and has a 5-octave vocal range. I don't know about the 5-octave vocal range. It seems a little extreme, but, whatever. Then it goes on to say, check out their cover of Electric Feel from Like a Version. They also are a busker like Ren. They are absolutely one of the best live performers I have ever seen. See them live. If you get the chance, you won't regret it. So I had my son read that. I said, anything jump out at you? And he goes, oh, she plays 15 inches. I said, no, not that.
That's not it.
I said, 5-octave range? No, that's not it.
They.
I said they, and she goes, oh, I just assumed maybe that was a band. They were just called Tosh Sultana. Then I said, no, I remember, because I read it too, and I'm thinking, are they like confusing with the band? Well, Tosh Sultana, her pronouns, their pronouns are
I refuse to
they,
play the
them.
game.
I know. But I read that, and you just know the English language, and you're just like, okay, they're confusing it, thought it was a band. That's what my son thought. Is it a big deal? Maybe it is, maybe it's not. All we know is that kids are not getting better with all of this woke nonsense. They're just not. Suicide rates in both male and female are going up, not down. Affirming this stuff is not helping people. In the short term, maybe. In the long term, definitely not. And we're seeing it. I mean, it's kind of like the vaccines. Let's get real controversial. It's like the vaccines. Both my kids are going into postgraduate. They both still want these young, healthy 20-something-year-olds to get this COVID vaccine when other countries are making sure that nobody under 60 gets these anymore. Okay? So why in this country are they still pushing it? And I can tell you why.
CBS Health Watch, sponsored by Pfizer.
Anderson Cooper 360. Brought to you by Pfizer.
ABC News Nightline. Brought to you by Pfizer.
Making a difference. Brought to you by Pfizer. CNN Tonight. Brought to you by Pfizer. Early Start. Brought to you by Pfizer. Friday night on Amazon Upfront. Brought to you by Pfizer.
I mean, it's just so ridiculous. So, and we said this stuff has consequences. This going along to get along, go along to get along, has consequences.
Yeah. So maybe I do this stuff because I do love kids.
Yeah.
And I care about them. And I care enough about them to tell them the truth. And what did the great Thomas Sowell once say? He said, if you care about yourself, you'll tell people what they want to hear. But if you care about them, you'll tell them the truth.
Any of you watching it, because I know we have a lot of people that watch this that are younger, or you have kids. My 30-year-old, when she was in high school, so just subtract 12 years, a lot of the girls thought they were gay. Okay? They went along because that was the thing to do. And there was two reasons. One, they might have felt uncomfortable around boys, or they got picked on, or maybe they had bad upbringings. And the other is girls saw how much attention, because this is when porn was starting to get big too. They saw how much attention from boys they could get by being a lesbian. So there was this big explosion, social contagion, anybody, of girls that thought they were gay. Guess what? They grew out of it. But luckily, they weren't given hormones or surgery during that time of discovery. Yeah, That's all we're saying.
You guys can speak on this. I'll ask Brian this question. Did you notice it was larger among white children? The reason I ask that, because especially now with a lot of black kids and like white kids, I'm feel like, oh crap, I am privileged. Yes, I am on the upper chain and stuff. I have nothing going on. So now they become gay and they become bi and they become trans. So they can go to their people of color friends and say, hey, look,
that might be how it is
I'm
now.
Marginalized just like you.
It wasn't then, because
now we're tight again.
Her friends were not white that were going through that. We do a lot of reaction videos. We get a lot of you that watch that, and then like this person who commented here, they may unsubscribe because of these conversations. But again, we don't have any hate. We just are asking questions and debating things. And we have fun with it. You know, for you young people, Flip Wilson, who was a black comedian who had an alter ego, Geraldine, I mean, you could laugh about it. You could have fun with it. And now if you have fun with things like that, like a lot of people will turn off our intro and say that we're full of hate, and it's like,
not fun, having fun.
You gotta learn to laugh at yourself, and that's one of the problems with people that are hypersensitive, and they're being taught this at universities because they have safe spaces, is that nobody can kind of just be light with stuff.
It was Flip Wilson as Geraldine. You had Martin Lawrence as Shanae. You had the great director Tyler Perry, who plays the matriarch of his family, Medea. But Brian and I were talking about this a couple weeks ago. Those things were done to have fun with. No one looked at, the only one who was fooled by Bugs Bunny dressing up in a dress was Elmer Fudd. And that's what was funny about it, because we could all see right through it and we had fun with it. Yeah. It wasn't Bugs Bunny trying to make a statement that he was becoming drag. You're laughing about it now because it was funny.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, that's so absurd. It's so ridiculous. You have to laugh at it.
And you had comedians on both sides. You had Don Rickles, who made fun of literally everybody. The whole thing was to make fun of people, and you laughed at yourself. A lot of this happened because the schools, for one, they stopped dodgeball because they're afraid of people getting hurt. They don't want to score soccer games because you don't want to hurt kids' feelings. But now you can't even poke fun at it. You can't point out things that maybe would help this person in the future because it's considered bullying and you're hurting their feelings, but then nobody grows. Right. So I think like everything that we do, they take this term and they expand it so much that it loses all meaning. And now you find more bullying, psychological bullying, than ever before. Yeah. So I'm just going to leave with that. I know it's been a long episode. Thanks for sticking around.
Two things. Number one, let the two characters in the intro know if they made the right choice for picking the Snow White. I think they did. Can't go wrong there. And two, make sure you like, subscribe, ring that bell, and if you dare, share our channel with everyone you know. The music reactions and this stuff too. Share it all.
And lighten up. If you get so pissed at us, we're just a couple of guys making commentary. We don't mean to harm anybody. No. And if you get harmed, look at yourself. Why are you so sensitive?
I don't have a hateful bone in my body, except for Dallas Cowboy fans. Y'all ain't right.
I thought it was Raider fans.
Yeah, them too. They're just kind of
you got a lot
together.
Of hate.
Yeah, I guess I do. Maybe I am a hateful
He doesn't like Ram fans either.
Like, subscribe, ring that bell, share our channel with everyone you know, and keep loving each other and love enough to tell people the truth. Until next time, I'm Cedric.
Don't forget to go to Tennessee I'll see you later.
Shameless plug.
Plug it, man. I'm trying to get those numbers up.
You do enough work on it. You got to get those numbers up.